Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to give an update on a PvP build for rogues in Diablo 4 for Twisting Blades that will counter Hammer of the Ancient Barbarians and also Tornado Druids. So the build is exactly the same as my Nightmare Dungeon tier 75 and above build, and I will put the build in the description below. So basically it's the same where you use Tricks of the Trade, Deadly Ambush, No Witness, Cheap Shot, and the starting board. And the skill tree, it's a bit different from the Nightmare Dungeon pushing tree because I have Shadow Clone, and yeah, I mainly have Shadow Clone and I do not have Shadow Step. So in place of Shadow Step, I use Shadow Clone, and in place of Dash or Dark Shroud, well, I use Dark Shroud. So instead of Dash, I use Dark Shroud. But in my Nightmare Dungeon tier 75 and above, I also use Dark Shroud for pushing higher ups to prevent one shots. So yeah, this is the build, and the reason why I use Shadow Clone is that Druids and Barbarians have a lot of crowd controls via their skills, via their core skills. So this is to prevent you from being crowd controlled by the Barbarians or Druids and one-shotting you in a series of combos. They have a 20% chance to stun you for Barbarians, and I think each of the Werebear skills also stun you. So this will prevent you from being stunned for 5 seconds, which is really good, and it's also a huge DPS increase when you pop it, and use Poison Imbuement and also Poison Trap for the buffs. But Dark Shroud is where the icing on the cake is, because Hammer of the Ancient and Tornado Druids, basically they 2 to 3 shot you if you do not have Dark Shroud, and if you do not have Shadow Clone for Unstoppable, you can basically get stun locked and be killed in 1 to 2 seconds if their attack speed is fast enough, and they could put in 2 to 3 attacks of Hammer of the Ancients or Tornado on you in a matter of a few seconds. So Dark Shroud prevents this. This is a additive damage reduction. So at 5 stack is 44%, plus your chest piece and pants, you have around 50 to 60%, plus the 44 additive, you have basically 100% at 5 stacks. So basically you're invulnerable from the Hammer of the Ancients and Tornadoes for around 2 to 3 hits. So this gives you enough time to build up Twisting Blades stacks when you impale onto the player, and wait for the Twisting Blades to enshroud you via the Twisting Blade legendary aspect, and also Shadow Clone to build up your damage and Poison Imbuements. So you will see in the video later that I basically tank all the hits from the Barbarian, and also I use the pot and the shield from the pants, and to survive the initial burst from Barbarians. But after the initial burst from Barbarians, they're basically out of juice, and so I could push to kill them right away. So I do have Shadow Step legendary aspect here, the Ravagers, which is a problem because I could put the Manglers onto this instead, but I don't want to fiddle with this build because I also use this build for my Nightmare Dungeon tier 75 and above pushing. So I will keep this boots until I find another one which will replace it for PvP. But ideally I want Magners here, and I want Edge Masters or the basic skill combo points one over here, or even the imbuement skill multiplicative 40% damage increase over here instead of Manglers. So Manglers will be on the boots, and the gloves will have those DPS legendary aspects. So without further ado, let's get into the video for the kills. So I'll see you on the next one.